You're watching Transformers of Eternia, and on this video I intend to go back in time to 2020 when we first got Masters of the Universe Origins Wave 1. So I'll be giving my thoughts on Skeletor, He-Man, Evil-lyn, Man-at-Arms, Teela, Beastman, Prince Adam and the Sky Sled, and Battle Cat for Wave 1 of Masters of the Universe Origins. So when I think of Wave 1, it gives me good memories. I mean, bad memories because it was a crappy year. But when you could find these things, it wasn't the easiest to find them at first. And they came in that giant cardboard display or whatever. And it was hard to find them at first. I went searching everywhere. And eventually I ended up finding them. And when I did find them, I was like, wow, I got to buy multiples of these. I was really happy to see these things because for me, I didn't get a chance to collect Masters of the Universe, the 2002 or 2000X, whatever series. I didn't actually get a chance to collect those when they were out. And then after that, they came out with Masters of the Universe Classics. Those were kind of above my price range at the time because I couldn't really afford a lot at the time. And my job wasn't allowing me to really, with the bills and life and everything, I couldn't really afford those. So I just passed it on because at the time I was collecting Transformers around that time, I think. But I was like, I only have enough money for one collection. So I stuck with the Transformers. And I just kind of stayed out of it. Well, later, I ended up getting Masters of the Universe Classics, He-Man and Skeletor, just to say I at least got something from the wave when I think they were reissued, and this is way, way later. And I just figured, well, at least I could have, the basic main characters, although I wish I would have gotten a Hordak. So I ended up getting those, and I really thought the classics were the best incarnation of Masters of the Universe. I was really into those, but I just didn't get into them, so I didn't get them, so whatever. And then the line passed and all that, some long time passed. And then we come to the time when I actually found out that they're going to release something that looked like the original Masters of the Universe figures, but more posable and more articulated. And I was like, well, this is probably the best time, if any, for me to get into this. So I just decided, okay, well, whenever these things come out, I'm going to start collecting them. Before that, I didn't know about the Masters of the Universe Masterverse stuff that was coming, but those I'm just not a huge fan of, I guess. I don't know. There's some stuff I like, but other stuff I don't. The cartoon I wasn't really a big fan of, the Netflix show. So I just kind of didn't really want to get into it. Now they have some figures that look cool, but there are some issues I find with some of these figures. Not saying Origins is perfect. They're just not my thing. So I ended up going with Origins. Now getting back to 2020, I found these things in the store eventually, and then I ended up I think the first ones I got was He-Man and Skeletor. They look just like, when you find them, you first see that the packaging and everything looks almost exactly like the 80s, so I was just nostalgia all the way. So I was really happy to see that. And of course, the Skeletor isn't perfect for me. The Skeletor with the open mouth, I'm not a huge fan of that, but they are what they are. I think I painted mine so it looked more Filmation-like. And after I painted him, I also gave him like a cloth cape that I made. So I kind of customized him a bit to make him look a little better, I think. Way later on, I ended up painting a little bit like the crossbones on his chest, and his feet. I changed his feet so he's actually got feet that are not like boots color and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what I thought of the Skeletor. And then I ended up and then the He-Man, everyone said they hated the face, but the face to me it's okay. I don't mind it. I think it's all right. I understand that everyone wants it to look exactly like the one from the 80s. But for me, the new face didn't really bother me. So, I mean, He-Man is the main thing. So you definitely want to have a He-Man. And, I mean, the new look and the new posability, everything with the arms you could take the arms off, the head off, the whole thing where you could take them apart. I think that is a really cool idea for customization and for everything. And then, so I'm going to move on to Evil-lyn, because Evil-lyn was a character I never had growing up. Evil-lyn was just kind of there, and then of course she's yellow, so it's kind of weird, thinking that this woman is yellow, because I don't think she was that like that color in the cartoon. I don't remember. But yeah, so Evil-lyn is kind of plain and boring, but they did a great job on her. I mean, aside from the knees, the knee issue for the girls was kind of weird. You kind of just get over it, I guess. Yeah, she needed a new upgrade, so I'm glad that they did like the 2000X looking version. The yellow skin is basically what she looked like in the classic line, so it's just kind of the way it is. So I don't really have a problem with it because they're going to do it. I don't know. I just think that they did a great job trying to copy what exactly she looked like in the original. And then she's got that little crystal ball staff thing. They made her look pretty good. They painted her up just fine, and I don't think she looks bad in any way. The posability really goes a long way. So Evil-lyn, I enjoy that character, and I enjoy what they did with her for what they did to start off with anyway. I'm glad they gave us a 2000X, because the 2000X I think is much better. That's my Evil-lyn. That's the best version I think of her. But it's really cool to have her. So now moving on to Man-at-Arms. Man-at-Arms is just kind of, he's one of those characters that seems kind of boring when you see him. At least for me, when I was a kid, I just seen him on the shelf. I never got a Man-at-Arms, I don't think, as a kid, because I always seen him on the shelf, and he's just like, it just seems like he's kind of boring to me. He's just like, that's Man-at-Arms. He's a guy with a giant like stick that he beats people with or whatever that is. And it's just like Man-at-Arms, it's like, well, that's one of the main people for He-Man around him. And so it's just kind of like, you just kind of take him for granted that he's there, but he is a really cool character. I mean, in the 2000X show and original animation, Filmation show, all that stuff, he was always a cool character. He wasn't really a bad thing to see on the screen, but he's just bland, He's just one of, just the character that's more basic and whatever. So you have to have him. So I got him, and I'm glad I got him. And I would like to have, like I say a million times, a 2000X version of him, but we'll see what happens in the future. And moving on to Teela. Teela is really cool looking, and again, she has the problem with the knees. The knees just, with the women, I don't know, like it just has issues. But that's okay, because it's just the way it is, and I don't mind it. I think the Teela I got looks pretty good. A lot of people wanted a new version. That's why we get the new one with Zoar and stuff. And that looks great and everything, but to get your hands on one at this moment is almost impossible off of Big Bad Toy Store and all these other places. But it's just the way it is, I guess. I'll get one eventually. Hopefully I don't pay eBay prices when they don't restock or something. But yeah, she's great. You have to have a Teela, because that's like main character stuff. And then moving on to Beastman. Beastman, I don't know what you think of him, but I think that his armor that he wears out of the box, he's very cool, and he's a classic character. You have to have him. Some stuff about him kind of bothers me. You get him out of the box, and the Origins version just doesn't look good. I mean, to me, I hate to say it, but the Filmation version really ruins the toy version, because the Filmation version, I think, looks cool. And of course, the 2000X version really ruins the toy, the Origins toy and the classic one for me, because that's a real cool Beastman. He just needs something with his armor. Mine I customized. I took the armor off of one of those wrestling figures that I can't remember the guy. I'm not a wrestling fan, but anyway, the guy had like the Masters of the Universe, WWE or whatever, those characters. Well, anyway, that one of them had Beastman armor, so I just took that off and kind of painted it up a little bit, and then I put it on mine so that mine has better armor set on him. It's too bad the whip just does not work for me. That whip just looks so crappy and like cheap. So I'm not a fan of the whip either. But after putting all this stuff on to customize mine, then I'm happy with him. Of course, I think he should be a little bit bigger than Skeletor, but it's whatever. It's what it is. Beastman is cool and everything, and I'm glad I got him. I mean, you have to have that character. He's another main character. Moving on to Prince Adam and the Sky Sled. I mean, that's really cool. I think that was a Target exclusive. I'm not remembering these things perfectly, so just forgive me if I'm not exactly right on. I got mine from Target on sale after it was been out for a while. Oh, no, wait, I take that back. I got the initial one that came out for the full price. And then like almost a year later, I got one to keep in the box or whatever. And I got that one for $14.99 or something at Target. I'm glad I got an extra of that. That is really cool. And the Sky Sled is with the interchangeable head and all that stuff. That was really cool that they did that. And even has a blast thing that comes out. You can put it in the front cannon and everything. So that's really cool. And he just looks like Prince Adam. Of course, he's got the head of the new He-Man mold head or whatever that a lot of people didn't like. But that's, for me, I don't mind that. He just fits the Prince Adam look. I used to have Prince Adam when I was a kid, so I do think that the character looks all right. I mean, I think that they could do a newer version with a red like shirt or whatever instead of like the pinkish shirt. But I don't know. That's the way they made them in the 80s, so they're just recopying what they did in the 80s. It's really cool to have Sky Sleds, though. It kind of makes me wonder where the battle ram is, though, because I know that they got to be thinking of putting a battle ram out here soon. Because the battle ram was one of my favorite vehicles of the Masters of the Universe line. So I'm hoping they put that out very soon. I mean, they got the Road Ripper with Mech and Neck, so I'm thinking that they're going to put out the battle ram at some point. I don't know. Hopefully they don't stick a character that you can only get with it and make it an exclusive or anything, because I hate the exclusives that they do. Moving on to Battle Cat. Of course, you have to have Battle Cat. If you're going to have a Master of the Universe line, the first wave has to have Battle Cat. If you're going to have He-Man, you got to have Battle Cat. So they made Battle Cat. He looks all right. He's cool. He's posable. But his feet should be on a separate ball joint to pose as well. That's where Hasbro really dropped the ball as far as I'm concerned. Battle Cat really needed ball joints on his feet, or whatever joint, some kind of joint for his feet to pose, because he really can't really do anything. He's still stuck in one position because, I mean, you can bend the knees, but it's going to look weird when his feet just stay posed like they're laying flat, and it's just strange. So it drove me nuts that they didn't do that one little thing. I mean, I understand 4 ball joints on the feet added to all the other posability might have made it a little bit more expensive. I would have paid $5 or $10 more if I could have got the perfect Battle Cat right away. I mean, I was happy with the prices when they first came out. These prices were great. I mean, it's talk about getting you into collecting right away. I mean, $15 per each character. And I think it was like, what was it, $25 or $30 for the Battle Cat? I mean, these were great prices. Unfortunately, the prices have gone way up since then. I mean, they're not super high now, but they've gone up. But yeah, Battle Cat, he's a must-have, and I wish they could have included a Cringer, but who knows? Maybe down the road they'll put a Cringer in with one of these figures like they did in Classics. I don't know. But yeah, so I didn't really want to talk forever on these things. I just wanted to give my thoughts on Wave 1. I'll probably do more of these. I'll just probably cover each wave just to kind of go over everything. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for this. So like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.